Shroud is a very unique image, three-dimensional relief, the front and the back of a whole human being. Only one in the world, no other.
There are other striking anomalies as well. For example, it has long been known that in addition to the explicit detail of the body image, there are also other images that were somehow transmitted onto the fabric.
Professor Avinoam Danin, the world's authority on the flowers of Israel, and took some of our photographs out there. When I handed the photograph that I'd first spied the flowers on to him without indicating what we'd actually found, he looked at it for about 15 seconds and said, "Those are the flowers of Jerusalem." He immediately knew that this was a unique finding.
But once Dr. Wenger began looking closer and found that there were small coins on each eye.
I had enlargement and made of the excellent photographs he had of the shroud and noticed the patterning over the right eye. On enlargement of this, he noticed there were letters which he interpreted as U-C-A-I and something looked like a shepherd's crook. This is typical of the lepton or the widow's mite struck by Pontius Pilate. We can identify the particular coin and know the origin as well as the date, which back to the 1st century. It also localizes it to Israel since
we have real blood proven scientifically. We have an image that's neither painted, nor photographed, nor scorched, nor rubbed, or in any way made by the hand of a man. A piece of cloth that contains an image with physical properties unlike any other image I have ever seen, or anyone has ever seen.
Was revealed in even more detailed relief in 2005, when it was transformed into a three-dimensional image.
The thing that stopped me from accepting the Shroud as authentic for years, 18 years, the blood on the Shroud is still red. Old blood should be black or brown. And no one could answer for 18 years, why is the blood on the Shroud still red? Dr. Alan Adler, Jewish blood chemist, who proved, by the way, the blood on the Shroud was blood, proved it. He and I were on the telephone, and then he told me something. The body goes into shock. Jesus was given no water, he was beaten, he was scourged. Consequently, he went into anaphylactic shock. After a period of time in this type of shock, the cell walls of the red blood cells begin to break down. Floods the body, the bloodstream, with an enzyme called bilirubin. And when that happens, the blood stays red forever. His face was beaten. You can actually see one cheek is more swollen than the other. There are scourge marks from a Roman flagrum, which was a whip and his body is covered with these scourge marks, over 120. The bloodstains on the Shroud show crucifixion through the wrist, because the Romans knew if they crucified in the palm, you could tear it loose. But if they nail you here, and the nail comes here, you could never pull this loose. I also see bloodstains covering his head, as if from a cap or crown of thorns. And we see a wound on his side.